This video will show you how to replace your front headlamp assemblies on this Toyota Corolla. This will be mounted along the front of your vehicle. Let's get into it. Under this area, you're going to find that you have two 10mm mounting bolts, and over in this inboard corner, there should be a push clip. Ours is missing. Just go ahead and remove the push clip and then move along to each of your two bolts. We should be able to take hold of this. We're going to pull it away from the front bumper cover and bring it down and out of position. Now we're inside the front wheel well. We're going to start separating the fender liner from the bumper cover. Right in this area, we're going to use a flat blade screwdriver. Typically for this, you can spin it a little bit. You might have to pry it to pull it out of place. Really depends on what you need going on here. Pull that right out. Start separating that bumper cover. We're going to start dislodging this plastic clip so we can take hold of the bumper cover and separate it from along the fender and the headlamp assembly. For this clip, I'm just going to use an angled pick. As I mentioned, typically it's going to break. If you can get the center out, it should unlock. Most times it just breaks off. Now you can take hold of the bumper cover. We're going to start separating it. Just go ahead and tug on that. At this point, we're going to go over to the other side of the vehicle and repeat this exact same process. Now that we have both sides dislodged, we're under the center front of the vehicle. We're looking for two more 10mm bolts. Now that we have all of this separated, let's make our way back up in towards the engine compartment. Now we're up along the front of the engine compartment. We're going to start dislodging the upper grille from the bumper cover. As far as that's concerned, you're going to find that you have two plastic push clips, one on either corner, and in the center you'll have a 10mm headed bolt. Let's get the bolts out of there. Push clips, go ahead and remove the center. I'm using my trim tool, remove the outer portion as well. Now we can take hold of that grill. We're going to slide it straight forward and away. Just a quick inspection of that. We'll set it aside. We have the grill out of the way. We can see our final three pieces of mounting hardware holding the bumper cover in place. While we remove these, I'm holding pressure, holding the bumper cover up against the vehicle while I continue on. Now we should be able to take hold of that bumper cover. We'll give it a wiggle and slide it out and away from the vehicle. Now that we have the front bumper cover off, we can start removing our headlamp assemblies. For each one of the headlamp assemblies, you're going to have the same hardware. Make your way under the outside corner. You're going to find a 10mm headed mounting bolt make its way through this plastic panel. That bolt should slide out of there. You can use a magnet if necessary. You'll notice that that bolt does have a small shank. Now we're moving above that area to the upper corner. Another 10mm bolt here. We'll follow the headlight towards the inboard corner. This is going to be another shanked bolt. You can see that. Now we should be able to take hold of this. We're going to give it a wiggle and start pulling it straight forward. There is a small clip along the bottom. There isn't anything to do with this. It is just an alignment point. Just give this a slight wiggle up along the top corner. You may find that it's lodged. If that's the case, just gently pry up on the assembly. We'll pull it away from that. Should be able to start sliding now. There we are. Okay. Now that we have this pulled away, we can start dislodging things from along the backside. Typically for these, if you're planning on reusing the bulbs, you can just turn the entire bulb with the wiring harness attached and remove the bulb from the assembly. Give it a quick inspection. Definitely don't touch the glass bulb. If you have greasy fingers, that can cause an issue. Now we can move along to our next bulb. For this one, just go ahead and turn that counterclockwise as well. Quick inspection. Now for our next one, this one's just an electrical connector that leads to a wiring harness. So we're going to squeeze in on the locking tab and we'll dislodge this. Quick inspection for corrosion, of course. One last bulb in the far corner. It's a 194. There it is, friend. On the original headlamp assembly, on the outboard corner, there's going to be one metal clip that we need to transfer over to the brand new headlamp assembly. It's fairly simple to remove this using a small screwdriver or even a small pick. We want to try to get underneath the metal portion of this clip and start pulling it down and away. This is easiest to do from along the back side, so I'm just going to bring my screwdriver through this port. We'll make our way along the back and start pressing this out of position. You can see it sliding out and away. There's our locking clip. We can dispose of that headlamp properly. Okay, let's prepare to install our brand new front headlamp assembly. The first thing we'll do is have a look along the back side. Right here is where we can see our adjustment point. For this, you can either use a socket and a wrench here, or you can use a Phillips head screwdriver down through this port to make your adjustment of the beam up and down as necessary. Now with that said, we're also going to make our way along the far corner. As you remember, during the removal process, we removed a metal clip from the original headlamp assembly. Let's slide that clip into the brand new assembly. Continuing along the back side, it's time to start reinstalling each one of our bulbs as necessary. Start with the outer side here, line it up, turn it clockwise to lock it in. Double check to make sure it's secured as you continue on. For this one's just a press-in connector, so we just need to line it up, press it in, listen for a click, a light tug confirming that's secure. We're continuing on with the next bulb. And our last bulb, the headlamp bulb. One last confirmation along the backside and we can get this in place. Now as we bring this into position, you remember that I had mentioned that there's a small hooked area that the headlamp slides onto. You can see it right here. And if you're looking at the headlamp assembly, you're going to find a notch for it to align with. Let's get this in position and we'll start sliding it straight rearward. You may have to lift up on the rearward upper corner. A couple light taps as necessary to get things seated. Continue on with your mounting hardware. Let's get this shanked bolt started in here. Up along the top, we have the pointed bolt. That's going to go right into this plastic insert. And our final bolt is going to go down in this corner. We have a circular port for that to slide into. We're using our next shanked bolt. Make your adjustments to the headlamp assembly as necessary to get this aligned. We'll start it in and we can snug everything up. Now when we go to tighten the headlamp assembly, I like to start with the inboard bolt first. I'm going to take the assembly and press it towards the vehicle and snug that bolt. Make sure that's bottomed out. We'll continue on to the next two. Let's get the final bolt here. Take hold of the assembly, give it a wiggle, make sure it's properly secured to the vehicle. And of course, we'll repeat the process on the other side of the vehicle. One last quick inspection here, and we'll start reinstalling the front bumper cover. As we bring this in, we want to pay attention along each side. We want to bring the bumper cover underneath our headlamp assemblies. We'll bring it along the fender and continue on along the other side, sliding it in along the center. In the center, we're going to have our 3 push clips. Push those right on through. Now once you have the center push clips in, we're paying attention all along the bottom of the headlamp assembly. We want to bring the bumper cover over. Once you have it along the headlamp assembly, we're paying attention to that fender. Bring it up against the fender, line it up, and tap it into position. Repeat the process on the other side of the front bumper cover. Now we can install our front grille. Along the bottom area of the grille itself, you're going to find you have locating tabs. We want those tabs to align with the bumper cover. So we're going to come out nice and wide. We'll start bringing it down and sliding it straight rearward. Once you do have that aligned, we'll be continuing on with our mounting bolt in the center and a push clip along either side. Double check to make sure you're completely seated all the way across the front bumper cover. Let's tighten that 10mm bolt. In the top corner of the bumper cover, leading towards the fender, we have that small plastic push clip. Go ahead and press that in. We're locking it in with the center. Down along the side of the front bumper cover, we have the area with our plastic clip. Let's use one of our 10mm bolts. Now keep in mind this does only screw into plastic. We don't want to strip it out. Making our way inboard, we have the area for our plastic push clip. Go ahead and line that up, press it in, lock it in. Just double check, make sure that's secured in place. Now we can make our way underneath the front bumper cover. Now from under the front bumper cover, we're going to be paying attention to our inside fender liner. This needs to go up and above the bumper cover. We'll take that, bring it over here. Now we have 2 of our 10mm mounting bolts and 1 push clip for each one of the fender liners down along these areas. Try to get this one lined up. Let's get our push clip in here as well, and then we can tighten our mounting bolts. Double check to make sure that's secured so it does not fall down while you're driving down the road. At this point, we're going to go over to the other side of the vehicle and repeat this exact same process. Both fender liners are in place. We're continuing along the center of the front bumper cover where it connects to your lower skid shield. There should be 2 mounting areas. Our bumper cover is broken, but you should have a 10mm bolt here and one right here, essentially in the center of the front bumper cover. Let's get the bolt in here. And of course the same would be over here. Ours is missing. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our front headlamp assemblies. The next thing that we need to do is of course test the functionality and align them to specifications. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.